requested and you didn't pay attention, she didn't enjoy all of it. That's what I'm talking about. And she made the choice to do it, but because she thought it would please him, and that was a part of their whole relationship. She thought that is what would make him happy. She's not being forced to do it. She is willingly doing it because she thinks that that's what he wants. That is manipulative as fuck. Barbara, the only manipulation going on in the room is from you. How do you twist the two things? I literally said, yeah, she needs reassurance because she thinks all he wants from her is sex. Girl, you say your name straight out of context because you put things back in context that people take out. No. Your name's straight out of context because you take things out of context, straight out of it.
Hi,
straight
Queens.
the fuck out of it. I'm saying, like, she feels like that's all he wants, and that makes her upset, so she needs reassurance. You're saying she's, like, picking that up. Oh, he wants this, so she's, like, giving it to him because of that. It means two different things, Barbara. And I'm pretty sure you're not dumb. You know that. The way that you call her a manipulator when you're quite literally manipulating even the words I said, like, that's wild. Straight out of context, you got that right. Because you are using sex because you think it's what the other person wants. That's not being safe. That's not open communication. That's not having a safe word.
How do I feel about your fantasies? I know pretty much all of your fantasies, particularly the rape. I think that there's a line that's very delicate. I think that we shouldn't cross too much. It's just where it comes. If I say a safe word, if it's
wait, what? Y'all didn't, okay, but in that paper you were just reading, he says he doesn't want it. No, what? No, she's saying she doesn't want it, and he's saying, what? What? It's the complete opposite. You must have, maybe you just didn't hear me. I would go to this video and read the messages. No, he is like trying to convince her that, and saying like, well, if you wish to please Nick, then you'll do it, and blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to go read it yourself. He doesn't, it's the complete opposite.
See and have a safe word. And if I say that safe word, that means please stop, you're hurting me, and I really don't like this anymore, and I would really like us to stop. And that would be my way of saying that. If I say that safe word, that's what I mean. I'm not kidding around. You're hurting me, so please stop.
Well, Barbara, it sounds like to me that Gypsy was actually pretty responsible when it came to letting her boundaries be known.
No, she doesn't.
Amazing. Like, women, men, all of you take note, because if you're going to dabble into that type of stuff, like, you want to make sure your partner knows.
Okay, the rest is just me saying that that the next video will be on the grape thing. No, you got the messages twisted. It was Gypsy that didn't want it. Exactly. Gypsy literally said she doesn't want to do that. Yeah, why would she be saying she wants to do it at the movies? She's saying that she wants to have schmecks at the movies. Not schmanel, not the back door, schmecks. That's what she said. Like, I mean, what do you need to go back to the messages, see for yourself? Like, I'm not gonna read them out loud, but
because you'll see, like,
no, it doesn't say nothing about the movie. So after the pig of our side, that's probably about how much, my love, second, blah blah blah. Like, this has nothing to do. Right away, she says, "Do you want me to take your virginity, or would you only want to experience that too? If you have this perfect spot, would you want to have blah blah? I just want that, not that just yet." So no, I don't know where you're getting that from, but no, that's not what happened. There's so many messages. There's even messages between her and Allie, which is Nick's friend, with her saying like how she's scared to do the backdoor business, But I didn't want it to, like, I wish I would have added, but I'm just gonna wait because I want the thing about the grape. I want it to be on its, because look, I can show y'all real fast since we're on here. Like, before we get off, I know she needs to get off, but this is just so insane to me. So y'all heard what Gypsy said about grape, and there's another video where she's like, I don't think of it as real because like she knows that it's not, it's fantasy. So we already heard it. Like, we know what it says. Well, look at what she said. Look what he says. Like, this is insane to me. Okay, so apparently, wait, let me go up one. Well, she did say goodnight, blah, blah, I got back out there, blah, blah. So he copies and pastes it because so he already tells her that, but she like didn't comment on it. So he's like, "Did you hear what I said?" Like he wants to make sure she sees this part. So yes, apparently she is letting me take it out on her when she pisses me off. She is letting me take it out on her sexually. I guess she is saying it is fair for me to do after her pissing me off. If she believes that, I'll go along with it, since I guess she would rather have me feeling pleasure than being pissed off. Yeah. Maybe she does worship me. There was times I wondered it, but she was literally asking me to grape her. I mean, a real grape. You see that? A real grape. Maybe the love she has for me is way deeper than she has ever been able to show ever before. Like, so wait, so someone letting you grape, that means they love, okay. Oh, I don't know if I would ever ask anyone to grape me. That sounds scary. I know I know it sounds crazy, but she was asking me to. Like, we know that never happened. Like, he's literally lying. I know it sounds crazy, but she was asking me to. She was being seductive with it as if she was trying to get me to really do it. She always told me that her sexual side of her would grow into a more sexual, grown up, more intense sexual part of her. But I think I get the idea of what she meant. She said that, and now I'm starting to understand what she meant when she always said she would worship me. Yes, it is crazy, but how could I say no to that if she wants me to? I mean, there is no one I want schmecks with more than her. And not only that, but she is inviting me to take advantage of her in a real grape. To where she won't hold it against me. I don't know what to do. You think, does that sound like she worships me? Like, and it goes on and on, which you can see in the movie. In the movie, I'm making a movie. Like does she sound like she's literally saying like she know, because he asked her like, how do you feel about my fantasies, whatever, and she says, y'all heard it, like, there has to be a fine line. Like, if I say my safe word, that means like stop. If that means you're hurting me and I want you to stop. But then right here he's saying she's gonna let me really grape her, like a real grape. Like, distinguishing that from fantasy and saying where she doesn't hold anything against me, like, I can do whatever I want, she's not going to stop me. Like, that's not what she said, though. And that is just, and guess what, y'all want to, people say that she's falsely accusing Nick of, like, not stopping when she wanted him to. I'm sorry, but that right there is, to me, it proves that that could happen, because he's literally saying, oh yeah, she's inviting me to take full advantage of her without holding it against me. Like, he doesn't care about whether she wants him to stop. Like, he doesn't care, obviously. And it's like his mind when it comes to this stuff is so distorted. And that's not his autism, y'all. That's called mental illness. A very severe, scary kind. Bray, was she giving a script to a video? I can't say, well, you guys are not listening to Gypsy. How are we not listening to Gypsy? Like, what? What do you mean? I love how is that all? So do you care about Nick wanting to get, I'm going to start asking every time I see you somewhere, I'm going to be like, so what do you think about Nick wanting to grave dead bodies? What do you think about that, Kayla? What do you think about Nick? Like, if you actually listen to all the videos, she talks about this, the vampire way, the vampire tradition. She's stating things that Nick taught her. She wasn't into vampire shit. Like, no, let me repeat that. Let me make sure I say it correctly. I'm not talking about vampire shows. She wasn't this whole vampire lifestyle thing, BDSM lifestyle. He's teaching her that. There's videos where she's literally says that. There's videos where Nick's saying that. And then there's messages where he's like, my vamp side that she's been having. His ex knows about it. Like, she's in that video, she's repeating things that he told her as a part of a tradition for this vampire fantasy that he lives in, world that he lives in. So
around 1 o'clock is what I'm thinking. She said 20, 30 minutes.
There was vampire costumes in that shed where she was locked up. Oh, you can see inside the boxes. And what is, that's why, it's ignorant people like you. That's the reason I repeat it myself. I never said, so you dressed up, you ever knew someone who dressed up like a vampire? That means they rape children and their children and stuff? I'm talking about his vampire fantasy. And if you want to make up their story, you can. You want to write fan fiction, go ahead. But even Nick says that he is teaching her the ways of the vampire lifestyle. y'all listen to what y'all want to listen to, and y'all are sick in the head for it because y'all don't realize like how invalidating it is to any people that could be coming through, and they see like, oh wait, wow, like so this toxic relationship they were in that they just gave in and gave up their body whenever they wanted to, whenever the guy or the girl wanted them to. Y'all are like, nope, you let them, so it's your fault. It's your fault. Y'all are really. Do you think that Gypsy also essayed her grandfather? Do you think that's crazy shit too? Please tell me. Please tell me. You think that Gypsy, when she was 4 years old, essayed her grandpa? Because people think that too because y'all are sick in the head. You think that, Kayla? You think that's what happened? You think that Gypsy essayed her grandpa? What are you talking about? Free. I'm like, wait, why don't you listen to what I just showed y'all? You know what's weird to me? Are you like in love with Nick or something? Are you his sister, his brother, his mother, his father, his cousin? Because like, why are you like? What if these weren't between Nick and Gypsy? What if these were between two other people? I guarantee you wouldn't be like, what about her? That like, it's so fucking weird. Like y'all act like Nick doesn't know you. Like, do you realize Nick does not know you? You crazy woman. Like the fact that y'all will like validate something that is not, it is so insane to me. Y'all are weird as fuck. Nick doesn't know you. He doesn't care about you. He's not going to fantasy grape you as much as you want him to. No, I think it is. I think that you want Nick to fantasy grape you is what I think. No, people can have different opinions. Okay. No snowflakes. Yeah. Have a different opinion than me and get the fuck. Like why are y'all always up in my asshole then if we can have different opinions? And let me tell you this one thing. Facts and okay, when there's a fact, opinions don't mean shit. Like you're going to tell me that in that message she didn't say multiple times that she does not want to do backdoor business and that he didn't sit there and say shit like, well, if you wish to please Nick, if you wish to like, you're going to tell me that didn't happen? Sure, you can have a distorted, delusional opinion if you want, but a fact is a fact. The fact is she said so many times that she was scared of doing that and she even hoped that like he would be sensitive to that and he wasn't. Like if you yeah, I know we can have different opinions, but if you're going to be delusional when there's a fact right in front of your face, then go for it. I don't care.
That's my whole thing. It's like,
Why is Gypsy always a victim?
just
Y'all are
acknowledge the
sick in the
truth,
head.
you know?
Y'all are sick in the head. So wait, so you saying so why is Gypsy? She's never a victim to y'all, and she's not a victim. She's a survivor, actually. So wait,
Absolutely.
whatever your
Absolutely.
name is, she literally had plugs. So what? You're allowed to have plugs. Who cares? Who cares? That is y'all. Oh my god, y'all aren't understanding. No one cares what people do sexually. It's about pressuring someone to do something they don't want to do sexually. Can y'all not comprehend that? I don't care if she had every toy on the fucking World Wide Web. What does that have to do with anything? Like you think just
JFK
because
Annie
someone
has
has
plugs. JFK
yeah, you
Annie
think
offered plugs to me. Is that
so,
weird? Absolutely. But
right.
if she
So
wanted it
Pet
to
or
be with
whatever your name
somebody
is.
in a relationship, who cares?
So are you saying, Pat, I want to make sure PIHET6, are you saying that if someone owns plugs, that if they get raped, oh, it's so they had plugs in their home. So I mean, fuck. They wanted that shit. Like, is that what you're saying? Are you saying that means that consent doesn't matter if you have that in your house? Wow. That's kind of crazy. Y'all make sure y'all not around this person because that's kind of scary. Is that I mean, because what else are you saying? Okay, she had plugs. Okay. Oh my God. Does that mean she's not allowed to like have boundaries to not be crossed? So she's allowed to grape people? Who did she grape?
You know, I think
Who said she's allowed to grape people? That's crazy. Wait,
what
there was 1,000 miles apart. Oh, you know what? Uncomfortable. There was 1,000 miles apart. She could have just cut off communication if she felt pressured. He could have also not got on the bus if he didn't want to
absolutely.
unlock DD,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're on the same page, girl. Yes, exactly. She could have, and he could have not gotten on the bus to unlock her mom. I know. One has to do with a pressure. Like when you love someone and you don't want them to leave you. Like, so is that what you would tell somebody who let someone grape them even if they didn't want to? Would you say, well, you know, you could have just not let him. You could have just left. You're going to blame them? You're going to blame that person? Like, that's wild. That is wild.
I think too, Bree. Here's what I think. Gypsy grew up with a lot of fantasy, Disneyland, the princesses, and all that. And I think she had an unrealistic view of what love was. And I think she wanted to be loved so badly back that she was willing to go
To
along
do
with these
anything.
things, and to please him. She wanted to please him.
Oh
And, I don't care if people have an opposing view, but at least acknowledge the truth when it's right there in front of you.
Well, the
I mean,
thing is separating them because she just said definitely my point. They both could have, and both are guilty as fuck. Who said that Gypsy isn't guilty of her crime? That's the thing. You're not understanding, or you're not wanting to. These are two different things we're talking about. When did I even mention the crime just now? I'm talking about coercive behavior. I'm talking about being pressured into doing things sexually. Okay, so you're saying Gypsy is guilty of taking that pleasure. Taking that pressure. Okay, I mean, sure she is. That's a lot of victims of that, are guilty of that. And I hate to use the word guilty because that's kind of invalidating, but you're talking about a totally different thing. Learn how to think in shades of gray and learn how to separate two different things. We're not even talking about a crime. We're talking about their relationship, not the crime. So we know that, let me make this very clear. We know that Gypsy's guilty. Obviously, she spent almost 10 years in prison. She spent 8 years in prison. 8.5 years. Like, we know Gypsy's guilty. Thanks for letting us know again, though, because we needed to be reminded. But
well,
you're saying it's y'all aren't
she may
separating the
not
two
be,
different
Bree,
things.
because, Fancy has vowed she's going to crack this case.
Yeah, okay.
And I trust in Fancy to be the detective that we know she can be. She's going to crack a closed, solved 10-year-old case. So who's to say?
I can change that. Some and no snowflakes. But you're acting like one. Anyways, did he grape her because she changed saying it? No, she didn't. She's always said that it started off consensual, but she asked him over and over to stop, and he wouldn't. So I would say that's right. Well, and to be honest, I think coercive behavior. I think even people that I think that if you, because this is where it gets, this is why the videos like that I just put out is important, is because the lines get blurred a lot. So you know how Gypsy thinks like rape is not real, like it's not real because she knows it's just a fantasy. But then he is obviously like he's telling us, oh, it's real grape. Okay, so he's not under like, well, I think he's understanding. He just doesn't care. He is thinking totally different than she is. So you go into these. So a lot of time, women or men will go into these situations thinking like, oh, this is just a fantasy, and so they consent to it. But then it turns into like they are begging for them to stop, and they don't stop. And then because of people like, not like you, because of people like some people in these comments, they have to question themselves. Well, I guess that. I mean, I told him I told him yes. So I mean, like there's nothing like, it's my fault. That's really sad. You know how many women and men get raped and they don't even realize that it's rape because they were pressured into it and they think because they consented that it's not, when they were coerced into doing it though. They were pressured into doing it. Like I said in my video, um, when agreeing to do it after fear is not having that power or control. It's appeasement. You're trying to appease them. So Gypsy never changed what she said. She's always said that it started off consensual and turned into that. Even when the defense lawyer tries to like, because that's his defense, that's his witness, and she was like, he's like, so it was consensual then? She's like, yes. And even when blah blah blah, and she's like, I told him to stop and he wouldn't. But you agreed to doing it, right? And she said yes. So you weren't raped, right? No. That actually was a really sad part of that trial, because you just watched right with your own eyes. You just watched someone speak their truth about something that is confusing because you did consent, but then that happened, and then get backed out of it, basically. Like, that was actually so sick to witness, a man telling a woman that just said that at first it was consensual, but then I begged him to stop and he wouldn't. But you said yes, though, right? Yes. Like, you just watched him totally invalidate her experience right in front of her face. I hated that part in the trial. And I think I think anybody should. Because that's, I mean, I don't know. That was so sad to watch. You could see it in her face. You could see how like hurt and frustrated she was. because yeah, she was trying to help Nick out, like she knows that she asked him, so he went there to voluntarily, be a witness for him. But at the same exact time, this man is literally, and I know he's doing it for his client, I get it, it's his job, but he literally invalidated her whole entire experience with that right in front of her face and just walked her back out of it. So no, she never changed. Even when he did that, she still stuck to what she said. She said, not after, like I consented, but then when I begged him to stop, he wouldn't stop. However she said it. Like, that's not, if you don't think that's great, then I fear for a lot of people in this world.
I want to share something, Bree, that I've never shared publicly. If it helps somebody, that's okay, and if not, that's okay too.
You did hit a nerve because it's fucking sick to invalidate people that have been SA. But
Yeah,
anyways,
absolutely. I was 16 years old, and I was date raped by a man who was 36. I had never drank alcohol in my life, and he plied me with alcohol. I did not realize that I had been date raped for years. I thought it was my fault. I lied to my mother about where I was at, where I was going, what I was doing. And I happened to be walking through my living room maybe 6 years later, and there was a talk show on, and they were talking about date rape. And I realized that's what had happened to me, So those things happen, and you take on that blame on yourself and don't even realize that's what's happened. I was making a point with that and sharing that. No, it's okay. I'm okay. I've moved past it. I'm good. But thank you. So I just want to kind of back up the point you're trying to make. Sometimes things happen to you and you don't even realize that's what happened. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
What this person's saying doesn't, though. All the things she told Nick to do to her and told him not to stop when she said that. What? Okay, even if you tell a guy, which I don't even understand what you're saying, I don't know if it's this what it is, you can tell a guy to do A through Z to you. And when he starts doing it, if you say stop, it means stop, in case you didn't know. I don't care if you spent the last 3 years of your life saying, look, on this day at this time, this is what I want you to do to me. And then they go to do it and you decide you change your mind. Like, I don't like this. This is like, this hurts, this is whatever. And you say stop, it means stop. And I hope that if you have children, you're teaching them that. Like, because I don't understand that comment other than that. So if you mean something else, please explain. She said all the things she told Nick to do to her. Because what things did she tell him to do to her? Like, name that first and told him not to stop when she said that. Are you talking about that video when she said, okay, this is what's wild. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, these people are sick in the fucking head. There's a video, which I didn't play it on this week, I'm playing on the next video. She's like, so if I stay like, if I'm like, no, don't stop. If I say like, stop, like, that means that you can still like, cause in my head, I'm going, yeah. But I might be saying no, but I'm really meaning yeah. She literally says though, in that one video, if I say a safe word, like that means stop. That means this is hurting me and I want you to stop. But this is the thing. People can have comments. Okay, let's say if the safe word was, I don't know, bumblebee. Okay, you should be, I don't care if you have autism. I don't care what you have. I don't know if they ever had a surfer. He probably never established one with her. I wouldn't imagine he would. But even if they did, in that moment, you should know there's a difference between being like, no, like, and like actually like, you know what? I'm gonna share something with y'all that y'all don't deserve to hear it, but Gypsy was literally, this was after her mom was already on a lot. She was screaming for her mom, and he wouldn't stop. Like, okay, that's why this is so. When you say, "Oh, I must have hit a nerve," that's because I had to hear the story from my friend herself of what happened to her. You didn't. She was begging for her dead mother to come and help her. Don't like. It doesn't matter if she didn't say a safe word that night. You know the difference. Like, I don't care if you have autism or not. You know when someone is at their point when they're begging. You just know. You know. So I don't know what you meant by that comment, but y'all really need to maybe stop speaking on, especially man, or anybody, any kind of abuse, but like to tell somebody they weren't I don't know. It's just like with her grandfather. For y'all to be saying that she did that to her grandfather, y'all have really like y'all at this point y'all need to unplug. That is sick as fuck. She said he went down on her, so she like put his head. Like, is that what she did? She like forced him down there. Yeah, y'all are sick in the head.
I think I want to say this to Jespiracy as well. I don't know if you know this or not, but he was caught at McDonald's watching grape corn and in public at a McDonald's. Am I allowed to say the M word? He was touching himself, we'll say. Um, so there was definitely issues there. Definitely.
Nick wouldn't stop. No snowflakes. That's
Okay.
when.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Okay, and Ashley, and the way you see black and white thinking. Now he's eating a pizza, but later he'll be eating. Actually, it was a brownie. It was a brownie, not pizza. And now he's eating a brownie. It wasn't pizza. But anyways, let's quote her correctly if you're gonna do it. Um, and I mean, she did want. She wanted to get away from her mom. You don't think she experienced many different emotions? Nick even. I mean, since I believe everything Nick says, we watch his interrogation again. He literally says that he had to, like, comfort her, like after, like she felt so guilty and she was crying. Like there was probably many a moments. Was Gypsy supposed to just cry for the rest of her life? Was she never supposed to enjoy her freedom? Who cares if she said that? So because she said that, that means that she wasn't taken advantage of in the moment. And you don't think that someone that you stay with can grape you? There are husbands that grape their wives. Like, so I don't know which, I don't know if you ate with that comment, with that quote that you quoted wrong anyway, but you didn't. So next.
One thing we're not going to do with any of us is invalidate abuse. And when people do that, I've made the point several times. I know what I endured growing up. I know I was physically, schmexually, emotionally, you name it, abused. I can't prove that to you. I can't prove that happened, but I know it happened. I was there. You know, sometimes when things happen behind closed doors, you don't have pictures or whatever it is some of you are wanting, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So you won't invalidate Gypsy's abuse here. Not ever. Not with any
Who
of us.
said
Ever.
that it was okay? No snowflakes. I think you're acting like a snowflake a little bit because so it's okay that a life was taken as long as she got her freedom. Who said that? Literally, who said that? Who said that? Nobody. Literally, no one said that. No one. Not a single soul. Not no one in here anyway. Maybe he was in a different live and then accidentally scroll back up. I don't know. But no one said that. And the pizza thing, so what? Like they're talking about Gypsy. They ordered pizza and Gypsy searched pizza schmacks. And I love how like I'm talking about things that Nick said about grape, like real grape, and y'all are like, well, Gypsy searched pizza shacks. And like it is so crazy. Anyways, do you want to I know we're gonna switch over. Hopefully I can get this to work. You did an announcement. How did I wait?
Yeah.
How did no. Just because you don't know how to tell the difference, just because you think black and white, how did I say that in so many words? She's like the girl. We will have to say this. She literally said, but the next day she was going, I'm eating a pizza, even though she said brownie, and next she'll be eating it. And I'm like, okay, and she wanted to be free from her mom. She's gonna have mixed emotions. She's gonna be happy and sad and confused and all these other things. That was me in so many ways saying that it's okay that she took someone's life. It's not. It's literally not at all. I think Gypsy even knows that she shouldn't have taken her mom's life, but she can't go back and change anything. Like, so I'm sorry if you can't comprehend, but I know what I said, and I never once said that, oh, it's justifiable. But some people do think that, and they're allowed to think that. Because I think Dee Dee is the only reason Dee Dee got murdered was because she was abusing Gypsy. Is it right? No. But her actions caused this to happen. Doesn't mean it's right. Just like if somebody goes and runs out in the street and they get ran over by a car, Well, they deserved it. No, but it was their actions that caused it, right? It doesn't mean they deserve it. But I mean, they ran in front of a car. What do you expect? You know, like you might live, you might not. I don't know. But I know that anyone who abuses anyone, you should, you're not going to ever expect that. But like something bad should happen to you. Not murder. You should have went to prison. She should have went to prison. But something bad's going to happen, maybe. Hopefully. I'll say hopefully. Hopefully. But in my mind, I think the best result would have been her going to prison. But that's not what happened. But never once did I ever say, oh, well, it's okay if she took somebody's life. No, I never said that. So learn how to like distinguish the two things, and I think you'll be okay.
Wait, if I say something,
Uh-huh.
if she met someone not sick, she met someone not sick, they'll go help her. Like not
What would
Nick.
have happened if they wouldn't have gotten caught? I don't know what you mean. What would have happened if they wouldn't have gotten caught? Okay, then they both would have lived on. I don't know. What do you think would have happened? That's why do you have to ask me that? What would have happened if Gypsy and Nick never got caught? They would have never got caught. Like, then that would have happened. That there's no
You hear
other.
me?
What?
You hear me? What I'm saying?
What did you say?
If she met someone else that is healthy herself, not mental sick, her mother will be caught straight away. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I wish her mom would have got caught, but she didn't. You said, okay, one question. Why did Gypsy lie about the shed after the movie? I have a question for you, Luna. Okay, Sheena, I promise we're going to go after. I have a question for you. Why do you believe everything Becca Scoop says? Because actually, you see, I like to look like, and even like this is kind of frustrating because I think that they should have done their due diligence and made sure everything was correct. But so if they have all these requests, they have all the documents, they have all these in the messages, you see what day she goes to the movies. When she wrote that best night ever, that was the night that Nick came in. Melissa Moore and Michelle, whatever, which I can see them getting. They wrote the wrong date in the book. It wasn't the 12th. It wasn't the 12th, and that isn't anybody lying, by the way, y'all. Just in case y'all, because to remember an exact date of a movie. So, if you go through their messages, literally, there's one where Allie's like, did you get to, or I'm so glad that you and Nick got to meet or something like that. And she's like, that's not until tomorrow, and that's on the 13th. She says this. So that when she wrote that on her Facebook, when she says best night ever, it's because Nick is in town. Not because they went to the movies. So how do you know she's lying about that? Oh, you don't know. You don't know. And this is why when I listen to someone, I always back up. I try to go and back up what they're saying. So what I went and did was I went through the messages and to the dates that they went to the movie and went and read it. And that's when I found out that Facebook message was written before they even met. So that means that like, how do you know she lied about that? She didn't lie about it. Or maybe she did, but we definitely don't have proof of it. And that's not proof of it because Melissa Moore and Michelle, I don't know. And that's easy to get the dates mixed up because, I mean, it's the date of a movie, And so they could have went and...
What movie was it? It was Water or something?
Yeah. It was when they went in March. But yeah, so they didn't even meet each other until the next day. So
I know what movie it was. It probably was right after of Water.
Yeah. So that day that she wrote that on her Facebook when she said best night ever, it's because she was excited because Nick was in town. I mean, well, I don't know, unless something else happened. I'm going to make an assumption and think that that's what it is because that was the night Nick got there, but they didn't meet each other yet. So I can't answer that question of why did she lie about the shed because we don't have proof that she lied about it. Becca should probably do.
Well,
oh yeah, she's not an investigator. She's a nurse. We'll revoke, but so I get it. I get it that she would mess up.
Well, like I was saying earlier before you came, Bree, I have a video on my page. I don't know if the lady's a therapist or what, but she was saying that you have to understand with trauma and abuse, and especially in Gypsy's life, so much happened, man. So there might be a date or a time or whatever that's off. It doesn't mean you're lying. It just means that you either confuse it or you don't have it correctly. I mean, it doesn't mean you're intending to lie. But Janelle asked this. I want to read this to you. Bree, can I ask about...
No, I already answered her.
Oh, about the script?
I already answered her.
Oh, okay.
I said to you, I said, I don't know what I don't know what scripts Gypsy got or didn't get. I don't know the exact scripts. I
Okay.
do know that there's a lot of proof from their own mouths that Nick taught her the vampire, like the traditions of like his little fantasy world. Like he taught her all those things. So like it would make sense, but I'm not going to claim that he did or he didn't. I'm not going to be like Becca Scoops and Barbara and the Rakesh and the rest of them. I'm not going to make like definites. But
I'm about to mute, no fake.
What?
I'm about to mute, no fake.
Oh, you said she even lied about the floors. Okay, we really got to go to. Wait, what do you mean she lied about the floors? What about them? I'm like, can y'all have to ask yourself, can you imagine someone picking apart? Like, can you imagine someone's like, I got graped on this floor. It was grayish blue and it had white specks on it. And then you go to that room and it's actually like blue, not grayish, and it has like brown specks, not white specks. And you're gonna be like, oh no, this is not that floor. You lied about the floor, so you were not graped. Is that the kind of okay? Anyways, well,
No, I'm mute, please. You know.
You muted her?
who did you mute?
Snowflake? No Snowflake?
Oh, why? What did she say?
Well,
Well, how did she have all this time? What do you mean? You know how many y'all? Those videos came over a 3-year period, and I calculated this before. Do you know how much it equaled? It equaled 0.4 videos a day. That means not even a whole video a day. No, it was actually less than that. It was like per month, there was only like 8 videos where, like, all this time. What do you mean? Her mom did leave the house sometimes because that's how much she had manipulated Gypsy enough or brainwashed her enough to where she didn't even leave when she was gone. Like, which is a lot of cases, like abusive partners, they will leave their spouse at home and they don't leave because they're not going to. They are controlled by them. But anyways,
And
all right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go.
well, PTSD can affect the memory as well. We all deal with trauma and abuse in different ways. And
Thing that she knows.
that it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean you're lying. You can go check that video out in my repost on my page. This lady explained it very well. And I get shit wrong. I'm not intending to lie to somebody. I just got it wrong or maybe mixed up with a day or whatever, It's not that you're intending to lie. But yeah, we're gonna go to Bree's page. Well,
They only had one shed though. I don't know why. Like, wait. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go to my page. But she said memory loss from trauma is not a real thing. That is a fucking lie. And anybody in here that experiences trauma, please do not take what they said. And somebody said, if anything, it intensifies. No, you can even get false memories from trauma. Y'all need to educate yourselves and stop spreading messages that aren't real because it's
Right.
invalidating to a lot of people. But anyways,
Absolutely.
fucking weirdos. Okay.
Which
Bye.
page are you gonna go to, Bree? So everybody will know that wants to go. You gonna stick where you're at? I think
just
so.
because I had the TikTok studio hooked to.
I think. Well, me personally, I think you should stick on the account you're on, so everybody can follow you over there.
Yeah. Things I have diagnosed PTSD. 2 things can be true at once. No, that wouldn't be 2 things being true. Like you just said that if anything, it actually intensifies. No, it can do that. Or you're saying that you don't have memory loss. And that it actually intensifies. That's not you saying 2 things can be true because you're invalidating her experience and validating yours. So yeah, 2 things can be true. So validate both of them. You're literally invalidating her experience and being 2 things can be true. Exactly. So why are you invalidating her if 2 things can be true? Come on, Yale. Brain work. Let's all get together and use our brains.
No,
Well,
Brittany,
that can't happen, Mariah. That
Brittany.
can't happen because there's a proof that it did. So you can't make evidence go away. That's never gonna happen. You can't see evidence of abuse and then unsee it. Like, so anyways, okay, bye y'all.
All right, we'll see you over there. Brittany, just to tell you, no, she even said it doesn't work that way. So she did mean to say it that way. But hey, guys, thank you guys for joining me. And I had my hair jacked up real good for y'all. It was awesome. But let's go over and follow Bree. Thank you, Aubrey. I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you for your support. And let's get over there with Bree. I think she's going on the what's the account called? Somebody tell me in the comments. Protecting my peace. Protecting my peace. So anyway, the account she was just on, I believe. is the one she's going on. So let's follow over there. Because my son, every Friday night, I have to write messages for him. And I haven't done that yet. So we're not going to have peace. So let's move over there. I love you guys. I love my team. Love the BRI. Love, 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 love. Thank you for coming in and supporting me. And I'll see y'all over there. All right. Love you guys. Bye, Natalia. See you over there.
See you now.
All right, baby.
Bienvenida. Tengo una ventanita, chicos. Manden soli, manden soli, manden soli. Mandando solicitud, chicos. Bienvenido Kevin Alexander, bienvenida Guerrero. Ok, chicos, regresen los abrazos. Bienvenida Guerrero, gracias por el quiéreme. Tengo una ventanita. Manden la soli, chicos, manden la soli. El que desee subir, manden la solicitud. Bienvenido Chaparrito, bienvenido Denis, bienvenidos chicos. Tengo una ventanita, manden soli, chicos. Toquen pantalla, compartan chicos. Bienvenida Nena, bienvenido Kevin, bienvenida Evelyn. Bienvenida Katy, llegando y agregando Katy, agregando ventanitas, tocando un signo más de cada uno. Bienvenida Bumpy.